And we're back for the final hour of the Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra, right here on GJRB Online, nonstop talk and music and all kinds of stuff as we wrap up with our final 50 minutes of nonstop, our final 50-minute music hour and talk hour of the Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra, your way here on Spreaker, on GJRB Online. So, this is where we do our final act. Our final part of the program. And again, Ben didn't join us today, so we're going to try him again next week. Apparently had to work again. So I want to go to some of the stories we didn't get to touch in the last hour. Canada's mosque. You hear about this one? They're teaching 4-year-olds. 4-year-olds. Check this out. How to behead. My goodness. This is an Ontario mosque. It's coming under fire for using young Muslim children to conduct mock beheadings in a school play. Video footage showing the Islamic Jafari Center in Thornhill, Ontario, showing children as young as 4. As young as 4-year-olds watching and learning to conduct beheadings in a play reportedly took place 2 years ago. The video is featured in the Canada's Sun News Network television program, Byline, with Brian and Lily, the young boy who can be seen sitting on the floor as another boy approaches him from behind with a machete. At the end of the play, the boy playing the part of the executioner announces, "Here are the heads." The footage can be found at the 3:30 mark on this video. Lily said that this is pathetic. This is really, really disturbing. It is. It's very disturbing. The video is featured in Canada Sunset. Lily said that the mosque also made news headlines when it planned to build a massive Muslim-only condo complex in a very Jewish neighborhood. And again, when schools associated with this mosque are teaching in textbooks, including propaganda about crafty Jews being prepared to Nazis as a disturbing message of jihad. Lily stated, quote, "People at the mosque are now integrating into the Canadian society. They segregate themselves, be it with clothing or in trying to build a Muslim-only complex. Given what they know and what is already being taught in the school associated with the mosque, more questions needed to be asked or answered." Yeah, how about that? They are teaching these kids, these young kids, to behead. It's probably Christians too, but they're teaching these kids this stuff. This is pathetic, folks. I'm telling you, this is a really sad situation we're in here now. This is coming to that time when we're going to get this kind of stuff. This is really, really sad, folks. The society. This is sick, and we have to put up with it. Really. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Another story that I think is interesting here. We already going to talk about this, the Hunt movie being canceled. I talked about that guy who stopped a potential shooting at a Walmart. But here's one that's really, 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 I can't believe this actually happened. But this is a report of a 4-year-old boy riding a bicycle but was hit by a 12-year-old driving a car in Waterloo. Yeah, a 4-year-old riding a bicycle in Waterloo was struck by a vehicle which continued to recover. The driver at the vehicle was only a 12-year-old boy. Police say 34-year-old Jesse Asbill was given the 12-year-old permission to drive the vehicle early Tuesday afternoon. The 4-year-old boy was rushed to the hospital. His name and medical condition has not yet been known. Records show that Asbill remains in custody and charged with child endangerment and causing injury and serious injury by a vehicle. Asbill's relationship with the 12-year-old boy driving that vehicle is not yet known. Now, who would give a 12-year-old permission to drive a car? Who would do that? When I was 12, I remember when I was a kid, I was always had my dad, I could play in the car. I was used to do that, and I was young. We had a station wagon, and I wanted to drive when I was very, very small. Matter of fact, I even had someone gave me actually when I was, let me see, how old was I? I'm going to say maybe 10, 8 to 10. I don't know exactly when I had it, but I had one. Someone had given me a steering wheel pulled off of a junk car in a junkyard, and I had an actual steering wheel from a car that I used to walk around and pretend I was driving. I remember this thing. It was cool. I actually had this steering wheel. It was given to me. It was taken off of a car. And and it was fabulous. Too bad I didn't have any movies with point of view, But they used to do that. There was something on Sesame Street one time, and I remember straight, and anybody remembers it, watching it, there used to be a scene where for like about 5-10 minute video, and it was video now, and I'd have to try to find it, of a actual point of view of someone driving a car. You were the driver. Pretty cool. And I used to drive with it. It was kind of cool. It was like a game. Really wild. And, I think at a very early age, I was an impressionable kid who, wanted to drive. But, 12-year-olds just entirely too young to be handling a steering wheel. And to let an adult who has more sense in their head, or should, to let a child drive a car. Crazy. Have to be nuts out of their skull to let a kid do that. What's the matter with these people? I'm telling you, that's dumb. I don't know what's going on with people today. Coming up on our show, we're going to have our shout-outs, and get a hold of Ben this week and find out what happened. I thought maybe I'd get a message from him, but next week we're going to do a sports talk show, Gary J's Sports Page, next Saturday afternoon, because I miss doing a Saturday afternoon sports talk show. I used to love doing that. We got a lot to talk about. Football season starts in about a week. I don't know, when does football season start? I know it starts like usually about the first week in September. So I'm hoping that we can, because I'm going to look and see, just out of curiosity, under my sports page envelope. I'm going to go to my main page here, my main GJRB page. I'm going to go to my desktop. I'm going to pull up anything here. Go to my desktop. Go under GJRB. And go under my sports page and see the last time I did a sports page. Just exactly. Because I'm not entirely sure. Got so many programs and so many shows, and like, how about 5-6 stations, something like that. So I'm not exactly sure. Let me see, sports page. Yes, okay, let me see. It might be under Gary J's if I can't find it there. Here it is. Sports page. Let me see the last time I did a sports talk show. According to this, I'm looking at the last time I did a sports page talk show. Did I do one at all this year? I'm going to widen this out a little bit. Looks like the last time I did a sports page was 102 back on October 16th of last year. That was sports page 102. So all we really got to do is continue that season. Pick it up. I haven't done a sports page since last year. Good grief, I wonder what happened there. I think what I'm going to do is just start that. I'm going to delete these programs. Let's take them off. I'm going to delete them. So I probably have them on, I probably have them in my Facebook. I probably have them in my YouTube. So I just deleted last sports page because I haven't done it since last year. So I'm just going to start all over again. Brand new season of sports page starts next Saturday. So Ben, if you do listen to this as an afterthought, as an on-demand podcast, we're not going to do the Gary Russen program Saturday Extra next week. It's going to be Sports Page. I'm doing Sports Page next week, so if you want to talk sports, let's get together. We'll talk sports and talk news too. So I'm going to leave you a message either after this show or on the next break, and find out what happened. Okay, so I'm going to probably do that. Why don't we go to break right now, and I'll see what if I get a reply. This is the Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra, GJRB Online. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Let's wrap up the program with some more good stuff. Stay with me. Got a lot more good stuff to talk about as we continue the Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra, after we take this break. Watch, pray, for you not know what hour the Son of God will return. Prophecy, New World Order, terrorism, economic collapse, wars, pandemics, Israel. When they say peace, then cometh sudden destruction. Volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, signs in the heavens. And welcome back to the wrap-up edition of the Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra on GJRB Online, here on Spreaker across America. And we're closing out our program for today. We're going to be doing our Spreaker podcast shout-outs coming up here on the show, and close out with that and a few other things to the program. Don't know what we're going to do tomorrow yet. It could be a surprise broadcast on the air tomorrow. You never know. Then on Monday, I'm going to take a little brief break because I'm not, trying to see what's going on here. No audience again today. My guest didn't show up again, so I'm going to find out what's going on with that situation. So I'm going to probably play some tune here in a little bit. Play something here from our playlist. We'll dig out a good song from our. Let's pull it out of the 80s because I like playing stuff from the 80s. Let's see. We dig something out of the early part of the decade here while I figure out what's going on here. So I'll have a Lionel Richie. We'll throw a Lionel Richie in there. Meanwhile, we'll get the weather on the fives and take a look at Clinton's weather. And then I'm going to do some message sending and various things like that across the internet and find out what's going on here as far as listenership is concerned. Find out why we're so dead this afternoon. I feel like my show's not going anywhere for some apparent reason. So I'm going to go through the podcast land here and find out what's going on. I'm going to go into my chat room here and see what's up here. So I kind of pop into that and close this out. And I'll do that. Meanwhile, I'm going to go to the main page here and click this in and see what we got here. According to Mayer Farms, at around 5:25 Central Daylight Time here in Clinton, Iowa, we have a temperature of 82 degrees. How about that? Yeah, 82 degrees. And here's our weather on the fives right now. Take a look at some of the temperatures across the nation. Check in with San Francisco, 63 degrees and partly cloudy. Manhattan, New York, they're checking in at 81 degrees. Atlanta, Georgia is 95. Boy, that's hot. No kidding. 78 degrees for Chicago. Boston, Massachusetts, 72 under partly cloudy skies. If you're in Texas, it's hot. 90 degrees for our friends down south. Down there in Houston, Texas, including OBFSU, our big fat soft underbellies down there in Texas, is 90 degrees. Wow. And want to go into a foreign country? How about St. Maurice, France, where it's 65 degrees and raining. So France is kind of cool out here in Europe right now. 82 degrees, feels like 86 at Mayer Farms, Eagle Point Station. Barometric pressure, 29.80 inches of mercury. We have a 10-mile visibility. Relative humidity, 66%. And 71 degrees on the dew point. Right now our UV index is high at 8 degrees. We have air quality good at 44. Low grass pollen, although I don't believe that because I was sneezing like crazy earlier. Yeah, I was. Grass pollen low, but they're saying that anyway. 100% precipitation, even though we have dry conditions right now. We have a 100% chance of thunderstorms tonight. It's going to thunderstorm tonight. Low 68 degrees, south-southeast winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. So we're expecting thunderstorms, and I'm looking at that right now, and it's sunny outside our Spreaker studios. How about that? It's gonna, 90% chance precipitation for tomorrow. There's an AM chance for some thunderstorms in the morning. So we'll be going to church in thunder and rain. High 84 degrees, wind southwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. 60% chance of precipitation tomorrow night. Scattered thunderstorms, low 63. North-northwest winds, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Let's take a look at our extended forecast for the next 10 days, see what we got coming up. From what I understand, we're supposed to get more of the heat in the area by the end of the week, according to our local weather report. Let's see. We head into next weekend, 85 degrees at the highest for next Sunday. Look at Monday. Let's do this. Let's start from tomorrow. Again, 84 degrees, chance of thunderstorms in the morning. Then on Monday, 85 degrees, partly cloudy, and nighttime low 64. We get up to 88 Tuesday, partly cloudy, and it's going to be pretty good for that. 88 degrees. We're going to have another Gary J in the morning Tuesday with our regular format. Tuesday morning. 81 degrees and cloudy on Wednesday. Thursday, mostly sunny. High 81. 81 again on Friday. And then that's for next Friday when we do the radio television crooners and radio television and movie classics. 84 degrees next Saturday when we do sports page. Sunday 60, Sunday nighttime lows in the 60s. The lowest nighttime low will be Thursday night when it's going to go down to 58, 57 on Wednesday night. Then on Sunday, it'll be 66 Sunday night. Monday night next week, 62. Weather on the 5s, 25 and 45 on all music shows, 25 and 55 on all talk shows, and any time in the hour that ends in 5. Weather on the 5s on GJRB here on Spreaker. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Hope you're enjoying the program. We're going to do our Spreaker shout-outs right now. Brought to you by Spreaker. You know, this is the fabulous radio platform where you either get listeners or you don't. But you know what? Having the blast doing this program anyway. What the freaking heck? Let's do it. We got some great people we need to shout out to. But first, before we do that, I want to remind you that you too can do this stuff on Spreaker. And it is a great podcast platform. Get some great people on here, great podcasters, and I got to tell you, they'll support you. They'll be your friend. They're funny too, some of them. We got some great ones. You know, there's millions of podcasters out there. I'm telling you, that's probably why I don't get as many listeners, because we got a lot of them out there, you know. And here on Spreaker, we got a lot of them. I mean, we got tons of them. And they're great people. There are good podcasters, there's bad ones, but I've got some of the good ones here. I mean, I do. I have some of the good ones here. And every morning, Monday through Friday, I should say every morning, 7 mornings a week. And I was listening to his podcast earlier today. It looks like he might have a job lined up. So there could be a possibility of changes in his podcast schedule. And that's Mike Myers. Yeah, Radio Hope Network. He has a fabulous program, inspirational, talks about God, talks about life, talks about things. He's absolutely fabulous. Mike Myers Show, 7 mornings a week, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Daylight Time. 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific, right here on Spreaker. You want to check him out? He has a great program, and he talks about all kinds of things. And like I said, he'd probably be changing his schedule, I guess. It sounds like he might have something lined up, so if he... I don't want to jinx him. No, I don't want to do that. On the other side of the coin, we got another guy who we hear every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock Central Daylight Time, 6 o'clock Pacific, 9 o'clock Eastern, and that is the one and only Mr. Ed Delgado, the caramel conservative man. I'm telling you what, here's a man who had a great show last Tuesday. Oh, he had a fabulous show. Absolutely incredible. He had some... covered a lot of stuff. We were talking about gun control and the left wing crybaby liberal snowflakes, and we talked about all kinds of stuff. It was just one of those great shows you got to tune in to hear for yourself. This guy puts on a great show from Wisconsin. He does. His wife joins him too, Jen, and they have a great conversation. Had a great one today. And in fact, I even repeated on my 9-foot closed circuit Spreaker FM. Absolutely great show today. And we played it back. And it's worth playing twice, I got to tell you. This is the Ed Delgado, the caramel conservative, his son Nathan, and all the rest of the great family from Wisconsin every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. And while you're checking this out, guys, check this guy out. He's on sometimes. He's been kind of taking a break because he's writing a book. But I don't know. We're going to see if we're going to hear him. He's on Tuesday or Thursday or either days. You never know when you're going to hear him. Sometimes he podcasts on Sunday. I caught some podcasts that I missed that were on Sunday. And I listened to him again later on. He puts on a good show. That's Bob Huber Experience. Check him out. Now, here's a man who really checked. He goes off on the fly. And sometimes his language gets a little sharp. It doesn't anymore. Sometimes we kind of get carried away and we start getting a lot, you know. But this guy's fabulous. His name is Bob Huber, and he does a show called The Huber Experience. You want to check out his program? It's right here on Spreaker. And here's another gay podcaster you want to check out. I mean, this guy's fabulous. Comes from Houston. We always talk about this guy all the time because he tells it like it is. We had him on this afternoon right after Ed with a short commentary. The Belly Blast. OBFSU, our big, fat, soft underbelly. You want to check out his program? He does a commentary. He's been doing commentary shorts. I don't know if he's going to be doing a full show eventually or not, but he does some great commentary shorts. and he does a lot of really good stuff. So you want to check these guys out. OBFSU, our Big Fat Soft Underbelly from Houston, Texas. And from that very same state, I'm hoping to hear him next month, and that is BJ McNamara, otherwise known as Black Dragons Radio. He's going to be back on the air. I'm sure I hope maybe around September he's going to be playing some more good music for us. I hope you'll tune in for him. I'm going to have him on my closed circuit signal a lot of times too, playing 80s stuff right after I get done. Because I like to have a little bit of music after on my short signal after I'm done with this show and it goes off the air. I have music. And either it's him or another guy, and that's MTFB. MTFB Aviation Network. Guy named Zach Friller puts on a good show. Got some great music. Got some country music. He's got the 5 p.m. Weekday show there called It's 5 p.m. Somewhere. Plays a lot of country. Plays rock. Plays a great variety of stuff. MTFB Aviation Network. And his name is Zach Friller. Check his show out. He's absolutely fabulous. Plays some great music. Absolutely tune into this guy. But these two guys... And like I said, Black Dragons Radio, I'm hoping to hear from him real soon. I hope he have him back on the air because he puts on some really good music shows, man. Even if it's like 15-minute increments, he jams. If you're listening to me within the sound of my voice, BJ, you know what you ought to do when you get done with your show. If you don't get no responses, combine them. Get what is called Audacity. Okay, go into Audacity, get Audacity, and edit those shows together. Splice them into one long show and re-upload it. I bet you'll get some results. Just combine them, re-upload them. So do your 15 minutes like you always do. I do my 45 minutes like I always do. But after a while, take the shows and on Audacity and combine them into one long show, and then delete the old ones and put them up there. It will look like you have the premium plan, and I bet you'll get longer listeners. You'll get more listeners on your podcast after you're done, because it's just, I think it's just a big way of kind of making the extension. Now I'm going to be getting on to the upgrade. And you too can be on the upgrade. If you want to get into it, at Spreaker.com. Now, where if you want to find these people that I talked about, all you got to do is get into my Spreaker public site. That's www.spreaker.com/user/1/ okay, I gotta go over there again. / I'm gonna go to my main page. I always do this. Excuse me. /user /5120525. Or very simply, go into my Twitter. I am the Radio Maniac. You see the antique radio emblem. When you see our show's title, the Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra 8, 17, 19 Final Part, you'll see the widget with the play arrow. Hit it. It'll open up into a widget. You can click that balloon icon, get into the chat room, and go under followers or following. You'll see the list of all the programs and all the people who do those programs. And you can listen to those. Just go in there. You just click those shows. It'll take you right to their sites. You can listen to their shows right there. And I'm telling you what, you won't be sorry. You'll catch a lot of shows I even missed. Some of the ones I even missed by a mile, including Dave Scott and radio, the SOR, Spaced Out Radio. It's a great show. SOR, Spaced Out Radio from British Columbia, Canada. He puts on his great guests. He had a recent guest this past week that was fabulous, talking about out-of-body experiences. The astral travel was fabulous. I mean, this guy has a great lineup of guests. And you got to tune in because this guy works hard. And he works hard getting his guests. And I guess, for some of you people who maybe don't, I don't know if anybody listens to this show from, anybody even, I mean, I have some of the people that listen to Dave Scott with me follows this show. But whether or not they listen, I don't know. Unless they listen on demand, I don't know if they catch the show on demand or not. But whoever, I guess somebody must have insulted his guest the other night on the chat room here on Spreaker. Please be nice to each other on Spreaker. This is a Spreaker community. We support each other's programs. And, it'd be nice if you say something nice. Or say something, don't be mean in this chat room. I mean, this guy does a great show every night at 11:05 Central Daylight Time. I mean, give him some credit where credit is due. I like this guy. Dave Scott. Tune into the Dave Scott program, SOR. Spaced Out Radio. He's got a great website. You want to check out his website? It's absolutely fabulous. And I believe it's www.spacedoutradio.com. I'm going to make sure of that so I get that right. Because I do like to pump his show. Because he does such a great job with that program. And like I said, it's kind of like the Coast to Coast AM. I call it the Coast to Coast AM of Spreaker. Because it's a fabulous program. And this guy does such a great job. Spaced Out Radio with Dave Scott. Check out that program and check his website out. I believe it's www.spacedoutradio.com, but I want to make sure. Yeah, it is. The Spaced Out Radio. We own the night. And they work hard on this webpage. He's got a webmaster that's always on duty working on his page. So this guy really does such a great job with not just his program, but his webpage is incredible. SpacedOutRadio.com. www.spacedoutradio.com. Check it out. He's got all kinds of really neat stuff here. And I'm hoping that they put the guest roundup on here. Now, you can even listen to the show. He has his podcast up here. You can listen to him. So if you missed the show, you can catch his podcast right here on this website. He's got a whole lot of interesting stories, some of which I want to talk about here and on Way Out There. There is a thing going on. This guy named Elon Musk, ELONMUSK, he has this thing going on where they think they should nuke Mars. Talk about that in a couple seconds. I think that's kind of crazy, but he wants to. I'm going, what the heck? He wants to nuke Mars. What's up with that? So we're going to talk about that here in a couple of minutes. But there you go. Those are some of the great people you'll find on Spreaker. www.spreaker.com. Start an account. Spreaker.com.
Website which turns anyone into a radio DJ. Log on to Spreaker.com for listening to thousands of radio channels and start creating your own radio today.
And you're listening to the Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra, winding down to a close with about 16 minutes left to go in the show. So we're just going to kind of stay here and wrap it up. And just kind of talk about that. Yeah, this Elon Musk guy, and I have the article here somewhere, and let me check and see if it's underway out there, because I think I was going to talk about it on there. Let's see if I can find that now. Let me see if it's there. Let me check my, let's see, Way Out There. Let me see, it's down here somewhere. Under Way Out There. Lovely. Okay, here, Way Out There. Let me check under Way Out There here for a minute. And find that. It's under an article which I found on the on that site. Spaced Out Radio, I missed that. Okay, let me see. Let me see here. I don't know, where did I see that article? Maybe I put it under Strange But True. That could be possible. If I couldn't find it on there, it probably is on Strange But True. let's see. Well, dun. Okay, let me see. Strange but true. Let's check that, because I know the article is on here, because I said that's kind of crazy. But this guy named Elon Musk, it wants to nuke Mars. And I'm going, what the heck is he talking about? Nuke Mars. Why would he want to do that? And what kind of effect would that have on Earth? So I'm going to find that again. I'm going to find that article. I don't know why I can never find my articles when I want them. It's like I put them in a place where I can find them, and yet I can't find them. It's like, come on, man. Let me see here. If I had it, I know I did, but what happened to it? Let's see. We've got a few interesting stories coming up on our next edition of Way Out There, which I'm going to be working on, by the way. I want to continue the series on. I want to continue the series on hell, but I want to continue the series that I'm doing on the wrapping up that technocracy. So I'm going to be working on the next episode, couple of episodes of next couple of episodes of Way Out There. So I want to get that worked on. I can't find it at all now. And I thought I saved that stupid article. I'm going to have to find it again. Anyway, he said this guy wants to nuke Mars. I'm going, what the heck kind of stupid story was he want to do that for? So we'll talk about that in a coming week here. And let's see. MIT computer predicting that civilization will end. Well, it's another AOC thing. Some really good stories here. I'm going to be working on my next episode of Way Out There with some of those. And I'm going to go back and see where I left off on I know I have my notes somewhere. I left off on Technocracy series. So we're going to continue that. And a few other things. So I'll be working on my next edition of Way Out There. Radio, television, and movie classics was canceled yesterday due to this internet fiasco. So I am working on the next episode for Friday. So next Friday afternoon, 3 o'clock Central, starting at 1 o'clock actually. Starting at 1 o'clock Central, we'll be on the air with Crooners. So we'll have Crooners on the air, and then right after Crooners, radio, television, and movie classics right here on GJRB Online. So stay tuned for that next week. So that will be next Friday afternoon, right here on Spreaker, starting at 1 o'clock Central Daylight Time, 11 o'clock Pacific Time, and 2 o'clock Eastern, right here on GJRB Online. Okay? All right, that's how that's going to go. All right, let's see. Okay, that says there, we got 5:48 Central Daylight Time right now with about 7 minutes left to go in the program, so I'm probably going to close out early with like 6 minutes left anyway, because there's no point really doing too much more. My guest never showed up. So we're just going to pull the plug on this program for today. Want to at least thank the people who listen to this afterthought. In other words, the people who are going to listen to this as a recorded podcast. So if you're listening to this as a recorded podcast, thank you for tuning in. You can still leave a message. You can still leave a response. If you want to talk about you want to get on some of the things I talked about, you still have time to leave me a response if you want to talk about stuff, okay? Because I do, I do check my messages even after I'm off the air. So just enjoy the podcast, because a lot of times I even talk to my friend Mike when he goes off the air. Even if I'm listening to his podcast, I'll leave a message on there about something. I'll leave a response about something, and so that he can listen to it. Because I know a lot of people listen to the show after I'm done. So you can leave a message even if I'm off the air, and I will respond to you. Okay, so do that. I'm always looking forward to hearing from people. because for some reason today's show was just plain empty, and I don't know why. I posted all over the place and stuff, but no responses today. So I just don't know where everybody's at. So whatever the case may be, I'm just going to close out today's edition of radio of our program. The Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra. Got a lot covered. We talked a lot about a lot of things. Again, we talked about gun control. We talked about the fact that not everybody needs a tech, or automatic rifles. Not everybody needs those kind of guns. Why is it that we got people who think that they need those kind of guns? This is stuff that we were talking about. And, think that over a little bit. Why do we need, why would we need automatic weapons? So some of the things we talk about, no responses about cable. So that's going to wrap it up for our program. If you, like I said, you want to leave a message, we still got available time. Just go into the Spreaker public site, and just go into my listen to the podcast, and respond in the chat room, and I'll get back to you. That's going to do it for the Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra. Thanks a lot for tuning in. We'll going to get a hold of Ben for next week, and we're going to do Gary J's Sports Page next week. Until then, have yourself your best rest of the weekend. We'll talk to you about the Gary Russen program coming up next week. I've got some shows coming up next week. Gary J in the afternoon. So tune in for those. Until then, have your best rest of your night. So long, everyone. Coast to coast and way out there, fans. Listen up. If you like UFO conspiracies, ghosts, and the paranormal, you'll love Spaced Out Radio. Spreaker's answer to Coast AM, with more interesting guest experts in the paranormal and UFOs each month. If you like Way Out There, you'll love Spaced Out Radio. Own the night with Spaced Out Radio with Dave Scott. Nightly at 11 p.m. Central, 12 o'clock midnight Eastern, and 9 p.m. Pacific. On Spreaker, on Periscope, and on D-Talk Radio Network.
End times are upon us, and we need to know what's happening. Knowing the truth is key to survival. There are lots of news events going on in the world that have certain significance to end time happenings. Listen, as men and women gather to discuss the news and how it lines up with Bible prophecy on the last 7 days. Uploaded as a podcast Wednesdays and run live every third Friday at 12 o'clock noon Central on GJRB.
Recently, the owner of Facebook had to face Congress over personal information on Facebook users. In addition, users were saying that their postings were being deleted. Getting sick and tired of your censorship and your data being used without your permission? Do something about it now. Come to MeWe, the internet social site that values your freedom. No more deleted postings. Make a step to freedom. Sign up today. It's easy. Go to www.MeWe.com. That's M-E-W-E. MeWe, the internet's free speech social site.
If you're a new emerging artist and want your songs out there, the place to go is Reverb Nation. Reverb Nation, a website totally devoted to new music from new artists from every town and every state in the U.S. If you're a solo artist and recording your own music, it's Reverb Nation. Stop on by, visit, listen to the music, check out the site, www.reverbnation.com. Put your music out there and gain an audience. Go to Reverb Nation for the best in new music. And remember, if you like your songs played on GJRB Online's Up and Coming, drop me an email at GaryJ65@yahoo.com. And I'll be playing your song on all GJRB online shows. Remember the name, Reverb Nation.
You never know when GJRB is going to be on the air. More programming, more often, on the internet, on GJRB.
This is the GJRB Online Network.